Hello, I'm Full Paragon, and this is your guide to the Fire Dragon Dungeon for July 2022. This is the second dungeon that we're getting in Global, but it was the first in Japan, so in some ways it's slightly easier. However, due to the makeup of the dungeon and our pool of available characters, it is still very hard, mostly because we're missing Anniversary Aqua and Anniversary Darkness. Team comps are going to be tight, and welfare options are limited and hard to come by. Clearing Advanced gives by far the best rewards, even if you cannot 4-star it. You will need the best possible gear to reliably clear, including the new 6-star weapons. Healers are also your best friends here, as the boss and other characters in this dungeon deal a lot of damage, and you will need Leah to clear this dungeon reliably. Her tier 2 damage cut and agility buff, or her new ult if you've leveled it up sufficiently, are great ways to mitigate damage or output more damage while keeping yourself healthy. Leah is by far the best tank in this dungeon, and she's basically mandatory. Her second ult here is incredible, meaning her ult 1.5 or her ult version 2. Her Valentine's card is better at mitigating damage, but the haze clear that she can do on her 4-star is invaluable on floor 2. You will really want to use her personal weapon here, as fully trialing Leah and using her personal weapon will greatly reduce incoming damage while maximizing her outgoing damage. Wiz is also great here either as a mage tank or as a DPS, but she needs support as she relies on her ult and agility buffs to keep herself alive. Her ninja card is probably one of the better light tanks that we have around, though it does lack in some ways. Matsumoto is only an okay tank here, but light has few other options. His ninja card is not nearly as good as Leah, and again you need his personal weapons and trials to have a prayer here. Darkness can work as a tank and she's good at it, but her damage is low. This dungeon has some tight DPS requirements, and she might not be able to meet them. Santa Darkness does go well with a mage team, but even she can't add that much DPS to your team. On the other hand, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Valentine Cecily is an absolute rock star in this dungeon. Her agility down, ability to buff attack, and good damage and okay healing make her invaluable here, especially on the last boss. If you've unlocked the second version of her ultimate, she's even better, and her personal weapon does go quite well here, but I imagine not many people have unlocked it, and it's not really worth it just for this dungeon, as she'll be later replaced by Godqua. CeeLo is also incredible here. Axel Hearts is probably the best option by a wide margin. Her agility buff is great, and her massive heals really help. Amelia is also very, very good. She has high damage utility and great mitigation from her ult. You'll need 3+ healers, with Arabian Amy here being only an okay option. Aqua using Sacred Create Water is also okay, but she's not as good as the other options we have available. As far as DPS options go, it's once again Rem's time to shine. Her heal, water-based ult, and consistent physical damage make her a very solid choice for this dungeon. No matter which union you choose, they're all good options here, though not the best. This problem here is that union is just damage, and you really need some mitigation to get through this dungeon. Still, she can put in work. The hardest choice with union is whether you're going to take her water or light version against these enemies. Arabian Chris is an awesome option here because of her tier 3 agility debuff, which can really make the fights here easier. Her haze can also be good if you're willing to save scum for it, and her team agility buff is always relevant. She's a great DPS here. The first floor is pretty easy as you're just facing some fire trash mobs, 2 fire goblins, and a fire kobold. Try to farm as much gauge and keep your team at full health, as this is your only floor to really do so on. I'd recommend you'd kill 2 of the enemies quickly and then fully build up your action bars before finishing off the last one so that you're ready to go on the next floor, which is much harder. As far as recommended teams go, I've had by far the most success using the double healer strategy with Leah, specifically Valentine's Leah over original Leah, although original Leah does still work and has some advantages on the second floor. For using a mage team, I have had some success using Valentine's Wiz as a tank, with Lightning CeeLo to provide an agility buff so she heals herself a little more, and Union to rapidly take out one of the enemies. You can also use Christmas Darkness along with Valentine's Wiz and Amelia. I say Valentine's Wiz over original Wiz as her basic will deal water damage, providing more gauge charge and more DPS than the 4-star version. On the second floor, you face double gators. They hit quite hard, they do an attack debuff, and they can inflict haze. This is where OG Leah can be very good, as she can clear the haze and allow you to hit, although she's not as good as Valentine's otherwise, and I think it's more important to focus on the boss floor. Kill one gator quickly, then try to farm gauge, as this is the last water floor before the boss, meaning that you really need to go into that last floor with your team raring to go. You can use the same team as before, or if your characters have taken too much damage, swap some out and try a different setup. That will work as well. The third floor features double bosses. The Dark Goblin and Dark Troll can both deal tons of damage, and they will also silence your team. Either bring the right gear to ward off silence, or be prepared to save scum a lot to get a run where your team isn't totally crippled. Kill the Kobold quickly as it has low HP, then focus down either the Troll or the Goblin. Keep your team healthy and abuse agility down to keep yourself alive, as otherwise they'll quickly take you out. I really recommend that you try a team with Light Mitsurugi and then El Silo to keep him healthy, and Chris to provide an agility buff along with El Silo, as well as that tier 3 agility down for your foes. You can also try a team using Christmas Darkness to boost up Ninja Wiz and take them out. You can try Light Union here, but I found I just didn't have enough healing when I tried that. I did have some success using Swimsuit Darkness, Light Aqua, and Iris. That team is all about bursting down the enemy before they can take you out, although it's really a race to the bottom, as you don't have many recovery options for Darkness, even if Iris is using her healing ult. Personally, I found the next floor with the robot to be much easier. The wizard is squishy and can hit hard, so kill it quickly and then deal with the robot. It really helps to be able to use an agility on the robot, as it hits quite hard. Use the recommended teams below and be prepared with healing, as the robot hits quite hard. The boss is on the next floor, so if you can, choose potions that have powerful effects, as it's the end of the run. Alright, if you've played your cards right, this floor actually isn't that hard, because you can control the boss with agility downs from either Cecily or Wiz, and that will allow your team to easily walk all over the boss. Leah's damage cut and agility buff will make sure that your team not only stays healthy, but is able to dish out quite a bit of damage against the boss. If you have Amelia, her water-based ultimate really deals with the boss quickly, so I recommend that you bring her if you have her. If not, this gets much more difficult. Don't dawdle, as the boss will wipe you if you are too slow against the boss, although double healer strategies can still be effective. As far as my closing thoughts go, the best assist for most players is going to be Luna, as that extra healing is invaluable. Shomosuke is usually more powerful in Arena, but here I think Luna is your best bet. The best buffs from potions are the ones that either give you more super gauge, either fill rate or fill it straight up, or agility, especially so that you can spam tier 3 agility debuffs against your foes, either from Chris or from Wiz. Remember, you can save scum by resetting, opening and closing the game, and that will take you back to the same dungeon floor with the same team, but give you another chance. It's very worth it to farm the hottest difficulty for the mass, even if you can't do deathless runs. You're allowed one death to earn max rewards, so take advantage of that if you need to sacrifice someone. Good luck. This is incredibly hard content, and there really are not a lot of welfare options that will carry you through this, though there is some choice in team composition. The biggest hurt here is just a lack of healers. We don't have many healing options that are not limited in either light or water. That's the video. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try and do a stream in a couple days to try and show how to clear the dungeon. I'll save up my attempts and do some training ones as well to show how I've managed to clear the dungeon with varying team comps. Good luck, and I hope you're able to get those deathless runs for max rewards. I'll be back soon with more guides. There's been a lot of content released recently, and I've been quite busy over the past week, so bear with me as I try and catch up with everything.